सुनाने, देश प्रेम सबके मन में जगाने लेकर आए हैं कृष और बर्डी बॉय। भारत है
Like this?
Not like that.
Then like this?
Not like that either.
Hey, then tell me how.
Stand straight, like this.
Okay, okay.
Hey, wow, photo shoot! Balti boy, wait a moment. Just shoot some photos of mine, please, Krish. This, how's this
What are
pose?
you doing, Trish? I was getting a photo taken for my passport.
Passport?
Yes, I'll go to London and visit India House.
Just to visit India House, you don't have to go to London. You can see the replica of it right here in our country at Mandvi, Kutch.
What? Here in India? But in this travel guide, the address of India House is mentioned as London.
India House? Krish, if I'm right, are you talking about Guru of Revolution, Shyamji Krishnavarma?
Correct, Trish. I am talking about him.
Shyamji Krishnavarma? Who is that, Krish?
Sanskriti, story mode on. Shyamji Krishna Varma was born in October 1857 in Gujarat.
Shyamji Krishna Varma was a lawyer and journalist who fought for India's independence while living abroad.
From a very young age, he had an interest in the socio-political movements of that time and a deep interest in the Sanskrit language. So along with his regular studies at Wilson High School in Mumbai, he also started studying Sanskrit at Shastri Vishwanath Ji's school in the evenings. This is where he first met Swami Dayanand Saraswati.
Krinvanto Vishwam Aryam, which means let's make the world noble. This is the goal of the Arya Samaj.
But how can we achieve that?
When we will read the Vedas, understand them and practice them. When we eliminate superstition and spread the light of knowledge.
Shyamji Krishna Varma was greatly influenced by the words of Swami Dayanand Saraswati. He read the Vedas and took the teachings of Arya Samaj to various places.
The echo of Shyamji's thoughts spread from Kashi to Oxford. He was honored by the scholars in Kashi with the title of Pandit, and the professor of Sanskrit at Oxford University, Monier Williams, recommended him, making him complete his further studies at Balliol College in England.
Upon returning from England, he supported Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak against the British, and for some time he was associated with the Indian National Congress. But his heart was restless. That's when his wife Bhanumati helped him resolve his dilemma.
The plague is spreading rapidly in Pune, and the British government is not taking any step to stop it.
There must be some way to get these Britishers out of our country.
There is a way, but...
But what? I have been seeing something is going on in your mind for a long time. Why don't you say it clearly?
Dayanand Swami wants me to go back to England. I should gather support for my countrymen there and from all the other countries exposed to the world the atrocities committed by these Britishers. While living on British soil, I must cultivate a new generation of revolutionaries who will eradicate their existence from our country. But this task is very difficult.
What is more difficult than living with fear in an enslaved country?
To awaken a sense of patriotism among NRIs, Shyamji returned to England, where unaware of his intentions, the British government themselves invited him to stay at Inner Temple.
Inner Temple was a prestigious and professional association for barristers and judges in London. Being invited there, despite being an Indian, was a matter of great honor for Shyamji.
But even there, the behavior of the British was insulting towards Indians. One day, he was in the library of Inner Temple reading Herbert Spencer's book, Study of Sociology, when a British sitting next to him made hate-filled comments against him.
Indians.
He did not like the behavior of that British man. And then his eyes fell on a line written by Robert Spencer.
Resistance to aggression is not simply justified, but imperative.
Resisting aggression is not just justifiable, but necessary.
Shyamji was very impressed by Herbert Spencer, and the behavior of the English in the Inner Temple disturbed him.
What happened? You seem very disturbed.
I am troubled by both the behavior of Indians and British. They consider us inferior. Today I was shown a lot of disdain in the inner temple.
If you had to be hated, then why did they invite you into the inner temple?
This is their mentality. They show the world something else, and in reality they are something else. This is not only mine, but story of every Indian. This cruel and aggressive nature of theirs must be opposed by me, because doing so is not only necessary but imperative.
But will you be able to do this alone?
No, for this I will have to organize an agitation, and to start it here, I will need the support of my people. That's why I should start my scholarship, which will allow Indian youth to come here, study, and become a part of the movement. This is only the perfect way I can imagine. And we can start with the students who are already here in London.
Indian students were also studying at Oxford University in London. One day in their dining hall,
You Indian? You're not allowed to sit here. Go and sit with your kind.
Can't the university officers see this open discrimination?
while these two friends were talking about the discrimination meted out by the British, right then a newspaper falls on their table named Indian Sociologist.
What is this?
This is a medium, a newspaper that will print the truth, that will tell everyone how the British government is oppressing Indians both abroad and in their own country. If these English are to be defeated, then we must excel in technology, innovation, law, and every other field of knowledge.
The Indian Sociologist newspaper was delivered to every possible Indian living there, and it had a profound impact on them. On one side, Indians were uniting, and on the other side, the British were getting irritated. In such a situation, Shyamji inaugurated the Indian Home Rule Society in 1905.
The Home Rule Society has only 3 objectives. First, home rule in India, meaning the demand for our land, our own country. Second, to gather support for India's independence in England and all the other countries. And third, to maintain the unity and integrity of India.
His idea of home rule received a lot of support from the United Congress of Democrats at Holborn Town Hall. This inspired him to take the next big step, India House, where accommodation was provided for students invited on scholarship.
Namaste, I am Vinayak Damodar.
Savarkar, I know. Bal Gangadhar Tilak has praised you a lot. This India House is for people like you. On one side, there is a reading hall and library, and on the other, a gymnasium and tennis court. Trams and parks are also nearby. I have provided the facilities. You have to find happiness yourself, which will come when...
The country is liberated. We all consider you as our Kranti Guru. And with your continuing guidance, we will soon liberate India from these Britishers.
If we want to liberate our country, then we have to stop our exploitation by these English. If 20 crore Indians stop obeying the orders of the English, if they do not enlist in the army, do not pay taxes, and do not follow the rules made by them, then even if all the English in the world come together, they cannot keep India enslaved.
Not only Savarkar, but Bikaji Kama, Lala Hardayal, Virendranath Chattopadhyay, Lala Lajpat Rai, Madan Lal Dhingra, Bipin Chandrapal, and many such revolutionaries also joined the independence struggle through India House under Shyamji's guidance.
So, India House, just like a KTB den, had become a kind of headquarters of all patriots.
Not just that. In February 1907, to establish an organization of political missionaries in India, he sent rupees 10,000 to India, which in today's currency will amount to many crores of rupees.
And this is what was bothering the Britishers. They put Secret Service agents on Shyamji's trail. The British government were about to arrest him when he fooled them and went to Paris in 1907 and continued his revolutionary activities from there.
It is alleged that Shyamji in 1908, along with his newspapers, sent a booklet to India that included instructions on making bombs and pistols.
That is why the British government disbarred the notorious Krishna Varma in 1909 from the Inner Temple.
In 1910, after the capture of Veer Savarkar, Shyamji wrote many passionate articles on the Indian Sociologist newspaper in support of the release of Savarkar. At the same time, due to the growing friendship between Britain and France, he began to feel threatened by the British government in Paris as well. So in 1914, Shyamji left for Geneva in Switzerland. From there, until his last days, he fought against the British with the power of his pen. His love for the country was so strong that he wanted to return to India even after his death. So while he was alive, he made an arrangement with the Swiss government.
I want to return to a liberated India. If I can't see it liberated while I'm alive, then I will return to it after my death. I wish to preserve my ashes here for 100 years after my death. Whenever India is liberated, some patriot of India will surely take my remains back to my own free country.
And this dream of his was fulfilled by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. In 2003, 73 years after his death, his ashes were brought back to India and his last wish was fulfilled. His ashes were immersed in Mandvi.
To keep alive Shyamji's legacy, the Indian government has done a lot. Isn't it, Sanskriti?
That's right. On the insistence of the Indian government, in 2015, Inner Temple, which had disbarred Shyamji, reinstated him as a member and bestowed him with the honors which he rightfully deserved. And in 2010, a memorial building was built in Mandvi by the name Kranti Tirth, which is a replica of London's India House.
Now do you understand, Balti boy? There is no need for you to go to London to see India House.
So what if there is no need to go to London? I can still apply to get a passport.
But before that, say it proudly. Hey guys, if you enjoyed listening to this story a lot, then you will definitely have more fun watching it.
Watch Krish Trish Balti Boy Bharat Hai Hum every Sunday at 11 a.m. on Doordarshan.
And our streaming partners are Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. Stay tuned.